Marvel's Secret Invasion is underway, and nobody can be trusted. Not even me. Okay, well, some people can be trusted, and that's what we are here to talk about. In a world where any familiar face might actually be a shape-shifting Skrull, there are two MCU heroes that absolutely, definitely are who they say they are. Me though? Yeah, you should keep an eye on me. I am very suspicious. Or am I suspicious, huh? Secret Invasion, the series, is based on a major comics crossover event of the same name. Published in 2008, Secret Invasion was basically Marvel's version of a paranoid conspiracy thriller. Obviously, a lot of things were different in the comic. They had access to every Marvel hero and villain, so they could do crazy things like have Spider-Woman, Elektra, and Black Bolt turn out to be Skrulls. All of the supervillains were broken out of the raft, the Fantastic Four's headquarters was sent to the negative zone, multiple SHIELD bases were destroyed, including the helicarrier. It was a whole thing. The TV show obviously exists in a different continuity with different restrictions. In the comic, the Skrulls invaded Earth after their home world got chomped to bits by Galactus. On Disney Plus, the invasion is tied directly to the events of Captain Marvel, where a bunch of Skrulls were marooned on Earth and Nick Fury and Carol Danvers promised them a new home. Now, it's the present day, and some of those alien refugees are kinda pissed that Fury and Danvers have not followed through on their promises.
You keep your word, I'll keep mine.
Which, you know, I can sympathize with that. That doesn't mean that I'm a Skrull though, huh? Probably. Anyway, the series is refreshing in a lot of ways because for the last couple of years, the MCU movies and TV shows have mostly been focused on the multiverse. Big, cosmic, epic stories full of wild crossovers, variants, colorful, reality-shattering adventures, you know, all that jazz. So having something darker, grittier, and grounded is, well, very welcome. But just because we're looking at a more low-key, street-level story, that does not mean that the stakes are not huge. And the effects on the MCU could be pretty major going forward.
Chaos. And that's only the beginning.
Spoilers for the first episode of Secret Invasion. In the opening of the episode, we discover that Martin Freeman's CIA agent Everett Ross was actually a Skrull. Now let's be honest here. Everett Ross is nobody's favorite MCU character, but it was a good way of showing that anybody could theoretically be an imposter, and that could have big implications for the wider universe. At this point, we don't know how long Ross has been a Skrull, or whether the original Ross is alive or dead. It would be pretty wild to discover that he was actually an alien during the events of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, though that would put a major hole in Wakandan security, let me tell you. And you know, if a reliable supporting player like Ross can turn out to be a Skrull, then how many other solid background figures could be imposters too? Rhodey, aka War Machine, seems like he could easily have something big and green and scaly going on. Although maybe that's too obvious. Is it a double bluff? Hey, maybe a triple bluff. Hey, am I bluffing? Jeez, I don't even know anymore.
Kevin, you did it again.
Anyway, the point is, nobody's safe. Either they could be a Skrull, or, like poor Maria Hill, they could end up being brutally shot to death in the middle of Russia. Speaking of, R.I.P., Miss Hill, you deserved better. Now, you may remember a few minutes ago I said that there were two MCU heroes that definitely will not turn out to be Skrulls. So, yeah, let's talk about them.
Perhaps we should get on with what we came here for.
In a recent interview, director Ali Selim, who directed every episode of Secret Invasion, gave us some hints about what to expect throughout the remaining episodes of the show, and also what not to expect. First up, the audience can always trust Nick Fury.
Nick evolves in this series into a very clear, classic American Western lone wolf gunslinger.
According to the director, we can guarantee that aging super spy Nick Fury is not going to turn out to be a Skrull. And I mean, hey, he's the director. Why shouldn't we trust him? Not Fury, the director, by the way. He's not really the director of, well, anything anymore. I'm talking about the director of the show, who we should trust. Or should we? Oh no. Sorry for all this paranoia. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay, so Selim assures us that while anybody else could theoretically turn out to be working with Gravik,
Listen well, brother.
Nick Fury and his buddy Talos definitely won't be, which is nice to know. Fury has been a reassuring presence in the MCU since the very beginning, so it's good to have that solid foundation to trust. Although, it would also be a great twist if he did turn out to be a Skrull. Maybe the director is actually lying to us? But okay, let's assume he's not. Even if we can trust what we're being told, and even if we can trust that Nick Fury and Talos are who they say they are, that doesn't really improve the odds for them. Two aging guys, both disillusioned and off their game, against an army who can be anyone and go anywhere, without even Maria Hill for backup? Honestly, I don't really love their chances. And even if Fury and Talos do not turn out to be Skrulls, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can fully trust them.
Even when I'm out, I'm in.
And that's because the director also had something else to say in his interview. He said, quote, "There's always a twist, and that we should always be on the lookout." Could there be something else going on with Nick Fury? Something even darker and more shocking than him being an alien imposter? Hey, maybe it's that his eye has actually been fully functional this whole time. Dun dun dun. Of course, it's fun to speculate as to which important Marvel characters could turn out to be Skrulls, but it's also fun to imagine which unimportant characters also might be imposters. Who do you think could be a Skrull that would have no impact at all on the action? My guess is Dale, Scott Lang's old boss, at Baskin-Robbins in the Ant-Man movies. Yeah, that would be funny, but also completely pointless.